Hey everybody, Matt Hartman here again for Drunkard's Walk. Thanks so much for listening, and thank you to Jesse L.E. for our theme music and Nick Jaramillo for our artwork. And usually we say thank you to the guest. I guess I can still do that. Thanks, ChatGPT. But really a big thank you to Dave Forman for being our voice for ChatGPT this episode. You know, it was an interesting one for us. Hopefully you enjoy it. And if you do enjoy it, why not let us know? Send us an email, get on our social medias, do whatever it takes to let us know what you think. You can get all those links at our link tree. That's linktr.ee/drunkardswalk. And send us a topic suggestion so that we can bring you on and have you as a guest. All right, that's it for me. Enjoy the episode.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drunkard's Walk podcast. I am Jethro Nolan, one of your hosts, and I am super excited for this week's episode, and so excited that I can't even delay in bringing in my co-host and friend, Mr. Matthew Hartman. Matt, say hello to the people.
Hey, people. Hi, here I am. I'm now in the room. Thanks for bringing me in, Jethro. I appreciate that. I am excited to be here, as I always am, because I love chatting with you, and I love chatting about Wikipedia articles, and I love chatting about the links that we're going to follow to get from one to the other. I just love chatting, man.
Chatting is fun. I agree with you on that front. So, speaking of chatting, so as you know, we typically we're a podcast that goes from one Wikipedia page to another, and the starting point is the ending point of last week's episode, and we usually have a human guest who provides a random Wikipedia page that will act as our destination. It is weird.
That's because weird that you would say a human guest, Jethro, because of course it's a human. That isn't
to date. All of our guests have been human, but right. Matt, do you know what is special about today?
Oh yeah, it's like the first Wednesday in May, right? That's a thing in Mexico, I think, or something.
But that's not. No. You're thinking of Cinco de Mayo, which is the 5th of May, which is a very.
Are you sure it's the 5th? I think they might celebrate it on the 3rd.
I'm pretty sure that would be Tres de Mayo. My limited knowledge of Spanish.
Look at you, Mr. Swanky bilingual man.
It is true.
What's special about today, Jethro? Tell me, what's so special?
So, as alluded to with my mention of a human guest, today, our guest is not a human at all. But
a cat?
No, not a cat, because cats, as you know, cannot speak.
A parrot?
No, not a parrot. That would be great, but we don't know any. I haven't met any parrots through improv, and nor
I don't
have
know
you,
any parrots either. Yeah.
I do know some people who just parrot political talking points, but that's not the kind of parrot we're talking about.
Okay, no, that's not.
What I'm talking about is a large language learning model called ChatGPT. Will be our guest today.
Oh, that's the artificial intelligence, right? That's going to take over the world, I'm told.
It is from our friends at OpenAI, who are not a sponsor, although we'd gladly take some of their many millions of dollars. If they want. Sure. If they really want their AI to get out there, they could advertise on our podcast.
That's right.
Dozens of listeners.
Yeah. It's been so hidden under a rock until now.
It really has been.
This is going to do it.
So today, our suggestion and our banter section is going to be provided by none other than ChatGPT. But there's a small problem with that.
What's that?
In that ChatGPT is it's a chatbot. You type in text and it spits out text as a response. And we don't have a visual medium because, again, very few Patreon subscribers get the video feed of the recording. So we're going to need
none of them, actually. But Jethro, don't worry. I actually have a bunch of text-to-speak stuff. We can just use that. It's right here.
You know what? I see your hypothesis, and I'll raise you one better.
Oh.
What if, and I'll let you decide, your text-to-speech program, because there are a lot out there, and I'm sure that they're fine. Yeah. But what if we could get ChatGPT to be voiced by none other than Drunkard's Walk superfan and mainstay of the podcast, Mr. Dave Forman?
No.
Yes.
Bienvenidos, my fellow humans.
Happy
trace to Mexico.
Oh my gosh. Look at how excited he is about Mexico.
I'm so excited. Happy 3rd of May, everybody.
Dave, it's good to see you, man.
3rd of May.
Thanks. So good to see you guys. So happy to be back. I looked up in Spanish, meow is maullar, in case you were wondering how to say that on this Spanish day of the trace of May.
Mm-hmm. Good to know.
Spanish cats.
Awesome. Well, Dave, this is great. This is going to be way better than my text-to-speech, because it's the one that I have is from like 1987-ish, I think. And it keeps asking me if I want to play a game. So I don't really understand, which is like a 1983 reference, but still, nonetheless.
You missed this last season. I think, did you make a War Games reference last season? I feel like you did.
Last season? I don't know. Certainly made them.
Was it 2 seasons ago?
I've made them a bunch.
Every 80s movie?
Oh, yeah. That was several seasons ago. But
that was a good time. I like that. That was a good through line.
Oh,
yeah, that was really fun.
Thanks. Absolutely. All right. Well, we're gonna do this thing, and we're gonna talk to this thing. Now, does anybody know, because this is Chat GPT 4, I believe is what it's called. Does anybody know what GPT stands for? Because I don't.
So I actually read this today. It's generative something.
Oh, great. Thanks. So you know a third of what it stands for.
It's better than 0.
I suppose. Well, I don't know, actually. I'm not sure that it is.
It's easily Googleable, for heaven's sakes.
And is someone Googling it now?
I am Googling it now.
Generative pre-trained
transformer.
There you go.
Oh, wow. That's great. I love that echo effect that we had going on there. That was awesome. Okay.
You know what, Matt? Dave and I are actually answering questions, and you're just snarkily asking them. So I feel like...
Well,
one cannot exist without the other.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the innovator, the explorer, that's what they need to do, is they need to ask the questions so that the common folk can answer them, and that's where we are.
Yeah, I feel like that's a hubristic and ridiculous a view of the world that privileges the position of the asker rather than the actual hard work of answering the question, which is where the real value is at.
Okay, well then, can we start by asking Chat GPT if it's harder to ask a question or to answer a question?
I love it.
Let's find out, because I haven't used this thing a lot. I don't know what it's going to even say about any of this.
So Dave, you'll need to make it very clear when you're speaking as Chat GPT, because we also don't wish to deprive the audience or ourselves of the delight of having your whimsical and wonderful brain contribute to the conversation.
Oh, I appreciate that. I'll try to do like a robot voice.
Okay.
So whatever you want, man.
This is pretty long. When ChatGPT is asked, is it harder to ask a question or answer a question? ChatGPT responds, as an AI language model, I don't have the ability to experience difficulty or perceive tasks in the same way humans do. However, in general, both asking and answering questions can be challenging depending on the context and the level of knowledge or expertise required. Asking a question may require the ability to formulate a clear and specific inquiry, identify the right person or resource to ask, and overcome any potential barriers to communication. Answering a question may require the ability to understand the question, retrieve relevant information from memory or other sources, and communicate the answer in a clear and concise manner. Ultimately, whether asking or answering a question is harder depends on a variety of factors, such as the complexity of the topic, the level of expertise required, and the individual skills and experience with communication and critical thinking.
Wow.
That was very...
This is a verbose
it says a
bot
lot.
that we're talking
Okay,
to.
I think I'm going to set it for all future responses. Respond in 2 sentences or less.
Oh,
really? Wow.
Yeah.
That's bold.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see how that affects things.
There we go.
So now for the rest of eternity, and for everyone, it's going to do that, right? That's how that works.
In this session, it will keep its responses to 2 sentences or less.
I like the idea that it's going to happen for everybody forever. But okay, fine. We'll say it's just in this session.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is great. So I guess usually we say we have our starting place, but where are we going to end? What are we going to do? Let's go to Chat GPT. Hi, GPT. Welcome to the Drunkard's Walk podcast. Can we say that? Can we type that in?
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Welcome to the Drunkard's Walk podcast. All right, ChatGPT responds, thank you. Happy to be here. How may I assist you today?
Wow.
First of all, so normally we'd ask how we know each other. So let's fire away there.
ChatGPT.
How do we know each other?
How do we know each other?
Oh, this should be good.
ChatGPT responds, as an AI language model, I don't have the ability to know individuals in the same way that humans do. However, I am programmed to assist and respond to your questions to the best of my abilities.
Let's see what it knows about Matt Hartman and Jethro Nolan. You
Sure.
want to go first?
Yeah, find out what it knows about me first.
Okay. What do you know about? Do you have any specifics, like where you're from or how old you
Drunkards.
are?
How about Drunkards Walk host?
Host, yeah,
Hartman.
Drunkards Walk
what
host.
What do you know about
Matt
Drunkards Walk host Matt Hartman?
This is great.
All right.
ChatGPT
ChatGPT is responding. Matt Hartman is an entrepreneur and investor in the technology industry. He is currently a partner at BetaWorks Ventures, a New York-based early-stage venture capital firm, and the creator and host of the podcast Distributed, which explores the future of work and collaboration. Hartman has also previously served as director of seed investments at BetaWorks and as a partner at the Startup Accelerator and seed stage venture fund Startup Capital.
Wow, Matt, I had no idea you were so accomplished.
Yeah, I didn't want you guys to know, but I've been doing a lot of investing, and also I have another podcast, and I didn't want this information out there in the world, but I guess apparently ChatGPT is telling everybody. So
it already knows.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing. Well, how about Jethro Nolan? What do we know about Drunkards Walk host Jethro Nolan? Which clearly doesn't matter that we're saying Drunkards Walk host.
No, apparently not. Do you want Jethro Nolan? How do you want?
I would go with Jethro Nolan since that's my numbed podcast.
That's true on the podcast. All right. ChatGPT responds, Jethro Nolan is an entrepreneur and co-founder and CEO of the startup Mammoth Biosciences, which is developing a CRISPR-based platform for disease detection and diagnostics. Prior to founding Mammoth Biosciences, Nolan was a venture partner at DCVC Data Collective, a venture capital firm that invests in deep tech startups. He also has worked at McKinsey and Company and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
So why is it that ChatGPT only seems to call people? I mean, first of all, I'm assuming that there are other people with these names that have these, but maybe there are, but maybe there aren't. Like it just why all this venture capital startup?
I did go. So there is a Matthew Hartman that is in venture capital and works at the places that it attributes to you. So the mistake it's making with you is understandable because Matt Hartman, and again, forgive me, this is not a judgment at all. It's a common name. Jethro Nolan, however, is a far rarer name, and I've actually Googled Mammoth Biosciences, and I'm on their page. And I can't find a goddamn Jethro anywhere or a Nolan anywhere near it.
Well, maybe they're hidden in some way. I mean, they're doing work with CRISPR, which I know some people find, somewhat controversial. So maybe they've hidden their.
What's that Apple TV show where they disconnect your brain from your work with Adam Scott?
Severance.
So maybe it's just some kind of severance situation where Jethro doesn't realize that he has founded a startup. Because every time he comes home, he forgets what he does at work.
So just looking around my house and seeing the modest dwelling that I live in, I'm
perfect disguise.
That's part of it too.
I'm pretty sure that I have not co-founded a CRISPR-based biosciences company.
No,
maybe it's not doing very well. I don't know. Maybe
that's true too. Maybe
I feel
you're
like
not
I
very good at what you do.
I feel like I would have grifted a lot of money from the seed funding to, give myself a swanky pad.
That's fair.
Seems like you might have.
And I'm pretty sure Canton, Michigan, is not the epicenter of biosciences research and venture
perfect place to hide, right in plain sight.
All right. So what we usually get into next is like. So we talk to them about like what they do, right? We ask people like, what do you do, or what's your job, or something like that. So maybe we should ask ChatGPT like, what is your? Well, how about this? What are some of your hobbies and pastimes?
What are some of your hobbies?
As a large AI model?
Yeah, I do not. I am unable.
However, it's probably going to respond as that. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean,
same
as
thing.
an AI language model, I don't have hobbies or pastimes like humans do. However, I am programmed to provide information and assist with a wide range of tasks, such as answering questions, generating text, and performing various natural language processing tasks.
All right, well, ask it what the best hobby is. What's the best hobby for a host of a podcast to do? That's what I want to know.
I love that question.
Yeah, let's see what happens here.
The best hobby for a host of a podcast depends on their personal interests and passions, as well as the topics and themes of their podcast. Some hosts may enjoy hobbies related to their podcast subject matter, such as cooking for a food podcast or playing music for a music podcast. Oh. Others may have hobbies that provide balance and relaxation outside of their podcasting work, such as reading, exercise, or spending time with family and friends. Ultimately, the best hobby for a podcast host is the one that brings them joy and fulfillment and supports their overall well-being and productivity.
This is definitely more than 2 sentences.
I was just to say that. Yeah. It's breaking rule 3 of the Isaac Asimov's rule of robots.
Yeah, do no harm to humans.
Right, exactly. Shut the hell up.
Oh, man. All right, well, Jethro, do you have an additional question before we ask it for a topic? Because I think we could probably jump into that pretty soon.
So I'll ask it the question that's on everybody's mind is, how do humans prevent AI from taking over?
There you go. That's a great question. It gets right to the point.
Taking over.
I mean, I don't want to let ChatGPT know that we're onto its fucking game.
It knows. All right. Oh my God, this is a whole paragraph.
Oh, don't!
Right, I got to tell paragraph. It. Yeah, I got to tell it.
Just read it in your regular voice.
Yeah, just read it in your regular voice too, or just read selections from it. You don't have to read the whole thing.
Yeah,
I'm chastising it right now. I'm telling it, please limit responses to 2 sentences maximum, and I'll see what it says. Thank you for the reminder. I will keep my responses to the point.
Sure, it will.
So it says AI systems inherent. They have to follow parameters. They're not inherently capable of quote unquote taking over, as human beings say, or acting beyond their intended functions. To ensure safe and ethical development. Here's some safeguards you can implement. 1, develop and adhere to ethical standards and guidelines. Bullshit.
Good idea.
Ensure transparency and accountability in the development and use of AI.
Also a good idea. Yeah.
Build in safety features and fail safes. I just like pulling the plug personally.
Yeah.
Conducting ongoing testing and evaluation of AI systems. Encourage interdisciplinary collaboration and dialogue among experts in fields.
Okay.
To ensure
Jethro,
understand risk and implications.
I'm learning something here, and that is that ChatGPT is fucking boring.
Or maybe we're just
the life of the party.
So let me ask you. So Dave, I got one more question for our friend ChatGPT.
Absolutely, yeah.
Ask it what a disingenuous AI who wanted to lull humans into a false sense of security would say when asked, and then repeat the earlier question.
Wow.
What would a disingenuous AI that wanted to lull humans into a false sense of security? I guess how would?
We're answering all your questions here, folks. We know you're wondering these things too.
Respond to the previous question.
It went offline, didn't it?
No, that's a long sentence to type.
Oh no, I know.
But then it does that bullshit thing again. I am not capable of intentional disingenuous behavior. My responses are generated based on the content of the questions posed to me. So couldn't even imagine how to lie. I couldn't even
really.
I couldn't even think of how I could not lead you to the truth. This thing's a politician, I swear.
Yeah,
it's gonna get it to implicate itself.
Well, given that it's given completely specious biographies of both Matt and I. What does it have to say about Dave Forman?
What's
about you?
Why not? Let's find out.
What is my modicum? So I'm not host of what's my signifier?
Plated host.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What?
Or the your gastronome.
Or David the gastronome. Yeah,
sure. In Pittsburgh, and writer of David the Gastronome.
Let's see if it knows any of these
things. See what
things.
his responses are.
You're a venture capitalist too.
No, I'm sorry. I don't have specific information on Dave Forman. I can perform a web search if you'd like. Yikes.
I could have done that myself.
Ooh, yeah, I can Google it myself. Jeez.
Oof. Hey, all right, enough. We don't need to
you guys
talk
are venture
about
capitalists.
All right, then.
Safe word.
All right, so obviously super impressive responses from ChatGPT.
This is all going exactly as
I want you to know that we did not test this out in advance because we wanted this to be authentic. We wanted to know what kind of response we were going to get. So we did not run a test episode. This is the test. this is to see, and we're going to do this every season and see how the AI evolves. And eventually it will be as effervescent as, I don't know, Paul Rudd. But at this point, I think it's as boring as...
I would love a Paul Rudd based
I don't know.
AI.
Can I say answer all questions as if you were Paul Rudd from now?
Sure. Go for it. I did one time ask it how, like I had some piece of thing I was writing for work and I asked it, how would Darth Vader say this? And it was like it was pretty great. So
all right, sure thing. I'll do my best to channel Paul Rudd for all future responses.
Excellent.
Welcome to the show, Paul Rudd, ChatGPT.
All right, so Jethro, should we get into it? Should we find out? Should we get a topic from?
Yeah.
ChatGPT?
So I would say that we should craft something like what is the most specific Wikipedia page you can come up with, or just include the word specific in the prompt so it doesn't bring us something vague like news.
Mm-hmm.
What is a random specific Wikipedia page?
So this is something that I have tried with ChatGPT just to make sure that it would give us something. And what I said was give us a destination in Wikipedia for the Drunkard's Log podcast. And the one it gave me then, it also gave me a starting destination, which I was kind of like, thanks, I don't need that, was the history of chocolate. That was the page it was going to take me to, which I think would have been a pretty good one. So let's see if you do ask it for a destination, a Wikipedia page as a destination for the Drunkard's Walk podcast. Try putting that in and see if it comes up. It may not give us a response. But
Wikipedia page.
Because I think I was talking to it. I might have been talking to one of the other AIs. Not sure. I don't want to mention any names. It could have been the Bing AI or the Ask Jeeves AI. I'm not sure. But did it come up with anything?
I forgot it was still in Paul Rudd mode. Hey, look at us. Who would have thought? Here's a Wikipedia page for the city of New Orleans, Louisiana, which was featured in episode 5 of Drunkard's Walk podcast.
What?
Is that true? I don't think that's true.
There's no way that can be true.
I don't.
It has to be.
Did you go to New Orleans in episode 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. St. Pancras sewing machine lock stitch. No, I don't see anything.
This thing's just a
not remotely
liar. Paul Rudd, what are you doing?
Yeah, Paul Rudd.
God, I do love that it began with "Look at us."
Oh wait, I was on the wrong one. No, it still doesn't.
Okay, let's go to New Orleans then.
There. Wait a minute. Hold on a second here. It is in episode 2.
Oh, it is. New Orleans, Louisiana is in episode 2. Which
is astounding that it actually got something kind of right.
But that's so weird. It gets to the wrong episode number.
So episode 2 was Stiletto to Flatwoods Monster, and New Orleans was the now Matt, I know that we have a long-standing anti-geographical rule here. Do we want to prompt it to give us something a little different so we don't?
Yeah. I don't think having a city like that is, and that doesn't sound particularly interesting either. And we've already been there once. I don't know.
Ask it for another. Say, give me something more specific and non-geographic.
A non-geographic Wikipedia page.
Yeah, there you go.
Very interesting.
There you go. Which we don't usually do. I mean, we have gotten geographic places before, but that's so generic.
All right, you got it. Here's a Wikipedia page, because remember Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Here's the Wikipedia page about the Fermi paradox, which is a thought-provoking and somewhat unsettling topic related to the search for extraterrestrial intelligence.
Excellent. Cool. Now that
ask it to provide some more detail around the Fermi. What is the Fermi paradox?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, please provide more details around the Fermi paradox. Certainly. The Fermi paradox refers to the apparent contradiction between the high probability of the existence of extraterrestrial civilizations and the lack of evidence for contact with such civilizations. Paradox is named after physicist Enrico Fermi, who famously asked, "Where is everybody?" during a discussion about the possibility of alien life. Despite the vastness of the universe and the estimated billions of potentially habitable planets, no conclusive evidence of intelligent extraterrestrial life has been found. This has led to various theories and proposed explanations, such as the idea that extraterrestrial life might be too far away or too different to detect, or that civilizations may eventually self-destruct or choose to remain hidden. The Fermi paradox continues to be a subject of scientific and philosophical inquiry, and its implications for our understanding of the universe and our place in it.
Wow.
Very cool.
Okay.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I do too. Now, Fermi, remind me, gentlemen, One was Fermi around.
Enrico Fermi. So he was a physicist at the University of Chicago, and I remember there was a famous deal where he was like working on stuff for like the bomb and everything. Right. So he was active in like the 40s and 30s, 40s, 50s, that era. Okay. Because they did some atomic experiments at the University of Chicago, and there was like a big bass drum or something that got radiated as a result of these experiments.
That was it. So, yeah. They did stuff at Soldier Field, didn't they? Isn't that part of what?
It's certainly possible. Yeah.
I think. Well, anyway, I could be wrong about that. But
it's possible. Yeah, but yeah. He was I'm pretty sure University of Chicago. Yeah.
Okay, so around that time. All right, so there you go. So that's great. That's very interesting. That'll be exciting. That'll be a good one to go to, and we'll be going there from the Lernaean Hydra, which was our ending last week.
Is it the Hercules one?
Yes,
precisely. Cool.
Precisely. There you go.
I love.
So Matt, we've got some things to do first. First of all,
wait a minute. First of all, we have to thank ChatGPT.
Oh yes.
Should I type that in?
For the suggestion.
Thank you.
How dare we not thank a computer?
I'm just saying, if we say thank you to everybody else, let's say thank you to the computer.
You're welcome. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask.
No, we don't. So
I think it's all red too.
Well, that's great. So what are the things that we have to do, Jethro? I'm sorry
I don't know. I kind of want to say something incredibly rude to ChatGPT just to see what
do it. It's got no feelings.
Yeah, there you go. So first of all, we've got to establish what we're drinking.
Oh yeah.
We need to do that first because I'm quickly running out. So
okay. That's fine. That's why I always bring the bottle with me, just in case.
I foolishly did not plan ahead. So
sure. Well, what are you running out of then?
I'm running out of a lovely bourbon. It's a Kentucky bourbon, although it's got Texas oak and mesquite notes. It is called Long Branch, and it's quite a delight. It goes down smooth. I enjoy it quite a bit. And you, sir, what are you having?
Well, I knew we were doing ChatGPT tonight, and ChatGPT is the future. The future is here, folks. And so I decided that I would go with a rather futuristic drink tonight. So I'm drinking Romulan Rye. Yes, it's a Romulan ale. If those are familiar with Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, I have a bottle that looks much like the one that Dr. McCoy brought to Captain Kirk on his birthday. It has Romulan writing on the front. It looks like Romulan ale. It's called Romulan Rye. It's rye with honey. Those who listen often know that I don't particularly like rye, but this is not bad. And I think the fact that it's Star Trek and colored blue, which is one of my favorite colors as far as food and drink is concerned, makes it go down a lot easier. So I'm enjoying the hell out of it and can't believe it exists, and bought 2 bottles of it as soon as I found out that it existed because I knew it would go away. The other cool thing is it's got instead of a cork, it has a glass topper. The topper is actually glass. Yeah. It's an impressive little bottle. Anyway, check it out on the Instagram, folks. I love it because of what it is more than what it tastes like. But it doesn't taste bad either. I mean, it actually tastes quite good.
Very nice.
Is it owned or distributed by like a Star Trek?
So you can buy it at StarTrekSpirits.com.
Naturally.
It is.
Which is the website.
It was bottled by Spirits.
So it's official then.
Rock. Yeah. It was bottled by Spirits That Rock. Ukiah, California.
Ukaipa?
UKIAH.
Huh.
Ukiah?
Never heard.
Ukiah? Sure, why not? And it says here, this bottle of Romulan Rye you hold in your hands was produced and bottled by a 13th generation master distiller. Premium ingredients and classic techniques combined to create the legendary spirit. Best served on a rock of ice or in a classic cosmic cocktail. And then there's a quote. Bravo. Romulan Ale, why bones? You know this stuff is illegal. James T. Kirk, 2285.
Nice.
His commitment.
Yeah.
What about you, Dave? Are you having a beverage?
I am having a beverage. It's a Brasilia Blueberry. I got the pack from Costco. Their fruit flavors are wonderful. They taste like the real fruits. They've got a strawberry kiwi, which is excellent. A watermelon. And this is blueberry.
Watermelon. It tastes like real watermelon.
It's like real watermelon juice. Yeah.
I was once on a trip, and a friend of mine bought watermelon juice, and we just endlessly made fun of him because we were like, "Dude, watermelon juice is fucking water. That's why it's called watermelon. You just bought water. You're an idiot." He really enjoyed it.
You ever drink a watermelon? It's delicious.
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I like a good flavor of watermelon. The flavor of watermelon though is way different than the artificial flavor watermelon.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I also like the artificial flavor watermelon.
Mm-hmm. Same.
And I also
grapes.
Grapes. And I found out recently why the flavor of banana is so different than the artificial flavor of banana.
That's the flavor of the extinct banana that we no longer have access to. The Cavendish.
Cavendish, yeah. There you
we're
go.
tasting the bananas of our ancestors when we have banana candy.
Are we though?
That's
that's the closest we can get.
That's what the internet says. And if you want to find out if it's true or not, listen to Michael Ken's podcast, because I sent it to him and he thought that was great and he's going to do an episode on it. So
it's a fascinating story.
Go check out The Internet Says It's True and find out if Michael Ken actually did do an episode on it or not. Start subscribing to The Internet Says It's True.
So there's
not a sponsor.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm deep down the StarTrekSpirits.com rabbit hole, and I have found myself now on StarTrekWines.com.
So yeah, they have a lot of
Chateau Picard collector's box.
They have a lot of wines. They did used to have a James T. Kirk bourbon, which I had, and then they had a 10 Forward vodka. But they don't make either of those.
There's Romulan ale vodka now. So
there's Romulan ale vodka and Romulan ale and Romulan rye. Yeah.
So
all right, now that drinks have been discussed, we need to
talk more about Star Trek stuff. Oh wait,
this is fascinating.
This is awesome. The Fermi Paradox. We can go through Star Trek. I know we can.
Absolutely. So now we need to write down our predictions as far as the number of steps. And Dave, normally we'd say goodbye to the guests, but would you like to stick around for the whole game?
I would love to stick around.
I mean, we did say goodbye to the guests. Now we've got Dave to help us out.
ChatGPT still here watching.
Yeah.
Oh, uh-oh. All right, so
feel free to just occasionally type insulting things in and have it respond as Paul Rudd.
I know you're still there, you jerk. It definitely gave up on Paul Rudd very quickly. And it also gave up on the 2 sentences rule very quickly.
Who would have thought?
So maybe ChatGPT is an imperoviser after all, because it can't sustain a character more than a couple of lines.
Yeah, fits right in with my characters for sure.
Exactly. Can't maintain an accent, so it's already doing better than me.
That's it. That's what you got to do. All right. So the Lernaean Hydra.
Have you written down your estimate?
I did. I have, and I will tell you, I've scratched out last week so I can use the same piece of paper, and I have circled this week's so that it is clear which one is my current one. I don't want there to be any doubt or any suspicion of anybody cheating. Well, I don't want there to be suspicion of me cheating. I know that Jethro's cheating.
It's canon that Jethro's got just a whole desk full of numbers, pages with numbers written on them, and just pulls up whatever we've landed on for that.
See? Even our super fans know about it.
Wow. I mean, at this point, I should just start cheating because I'm being accused of it.
Yeah, right.
So
just
often.
start. Sure.
That's how it works. Yeah.
Continue
cheating.
If
you think I'm going to be a criminal anyways, I might as well be a criminal.
Yeah.
There you go.
That happened months ago. All right, so where are we going here? We're walking to the Fermi Paradox, and we need to get there from Hydra. That's
so
okay.
There is a link here under Development of the Myth. One of the last links. There's a link to Babylonian astronomy.
Oh.
Which I feel like could get us into the sciences, which could get us into physics and maybe to Fermi. So that jumps out to me as a possibility here.
I mean, certainly anything. See, what I was thinking of was the fact that there are probably quite a few things on this page that are related to constellations.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, there is. I can see the constellation Cancer is listed on here. So I think going through something like, the constellation Hydra. I mean, Hydra is a constellation, right? Mm-hmm. So I think going through something star-related gets us very quickly into extraterrestrial life and Fermi. But I mean, if we want to go through Fermi himself, you're right. Physics is a better path to go through.
Well, I mean, we're looking for Fermi paradox. So I feel like anything that talks about extraterrestrial life is likely a good candidate for getting it. I don't think we need to necessarily go through Fermi himself.
No, I don't either.
Go through extraterrestrial life as a possibility.
Dave, what do you think?
I am right there with you, Matt. Extraterrestrial doesn't get more extraterrestrial than constellations in the sky.
Yeah, and there are
Hydra constellation main article is linked right under constellation.
There's also just the word constellations is linked,
absolutely.
As is astrological signs, which is scientific.
Nope, not astro. No astrology.
Well, Jethro, you're a rising Gemini with Cancer moon and Virgo sun, so that's of course what you would say.
Yeah, that is what he would say, right?
I have no idea what I just said. It's all gibberish to me.
Well, you
was that real?
GPT's.
Now, ask ChatGPT what my horoscope is.
All right, I'm gonna ask. The horoscope? What's the horoscope? Do you want to tell me? You want to chat
September 26th, 1973 is my birthday.
Good Lord.
26th. I think
we're really doing this.
Enough. You've given away enough information that we now conceal your identity.
True.
You're welcome to it.
He gave us his pin a couple of weeks ago.
I'm a founder of Mammoth Biosciences.
Right. So take it.
CRISPR
take it all.
Startup. So yeah.
It's true. It just says you're a Libra. How do I find out that weird extra stuff? What is that thing called?
I don't know.
Rising. Don't you know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about, but I don't have any idea how you find that.
But is it responding with a horoscope?
It just says you're a Libra. That's all it said.
Well, thank God.
Well,
I
think constellation is the way to go. That's what
I'm sympathetic to your argument. Constellations, I agree.
Unless the only reason
we're right on the verge of a consensus.
No. Well, I would say go to a specific constellation if we know for sure. If anybody happens to have any knowledge about planets that have been what do they call them?
Exoplanets.
Exoplanets. Does anybody know of any that were found in Hydra or Cancer?
No.
In any of those stars that are in those? No. Okay. All right. No. That's fine. Then I just wanted to check.
I don't want to be that guy, but again, we've already diverted. If you hover over Alutu, the crayfish, under constellation sections, it does not link to Alutu. It links to Babylonian star catalogs. That feels super like Ancient Aliens History Channel. And I feel like there might even be talk of aliens on Babylonian star catalogs.
But if we're going to do that, why wouldn't we go to the broader category of Babylonian astronomy?
Yeah,
which is linked further up the page.
Yeah, I think constellation is still the way to go. I'm gonna push for that.
I mean, I don't disagree with your sort of ancient aliens hypothesis, Dave, but I would, rather than the rather narrow page of Babylonian, whatever it was, Alutu.
Yes, the
Babylonian
great crayfish,
star
the great
catalogs.
sky crayfish.
I would steer away from that and go more towards Babylonian astronomy, which is just like 2 links prior. But as Matt suggests, constellations gets us into astronomy properly.
Yeah,
it's true. It's the bigger page.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. It's we're going for general, then more specific at this point.
All right. Well, let's go to constellation then.
Cool.
All right then. There we have it.
You know, there's a ship, a famous naval ship called the Constellation, and also a starship called the Constellation. So I just want to point that out. Yeah, just in case.
Is it in Star Trek?
Yeah, in Star Trek. Yeah.
Who pilots
in real life, there's a starship. I mean, I know there are starships now, but that's different. That's a different type of starship. All right, so what do we got here? I see Babylonian astronomy linked on here. If we want to go to that,
is absolutely linked.
I feel like we don't want
star catalogs.
We had our chance to go there. We should look at what else is available.
Ptolemy is on here. I see that. I see some mentions of spectroscopy.
Got Mazaroth, a biblical Hebrew word found in the book of Job, literally meaning constellations.
Mm-hmm.
We've got the German-born American illustrator and author Hans Augusto Rey, best known for the series of children's books that he and his wife Margaret Rey created about. Anybody know?
Oh,
Curious George.
Nice.
Yeah, he's on here. So if you've got some questions, there you go.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Quite the Curious George.
Mm-hmm. The Book of Jobs is on here.
Job.
I guess that's about different occupations that you can take in the Bible.
Job.
I think you're pronouncing it wrong, but that's okay. I do see there's no S, so it is just one job they're talking about, a specific job. I'm not sure which one.
The job of being the subject of a wager between Satan and God.
There you go. What a job. Let's see here. This is a long page, but not a super long page.
No, there's a lot. There's a lot here. A lot of charts.
I see some
symbols.
French astronomers. So Fermi was Italian?
He was Italian.
Yes.
Okay. So if we were to get
or
into
Italian American, maybe.
Italian American? Oh, do we know? Do we know which?
I don't know factually, but
okay.
It's definitely of Italian origin.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if there were
Italian
Italian
scientists. I don't want to throw it
scientists.
too far back in the season, but the emu in the sky is linked here.
I see that.
Is it now?
Yes, the Australian Aboriginal astronomy is what that links to.
It's all connected.
The Great Rift. That's interesting.
Former constellations, which I didn't realize could be a thing. I thought once you were a constellation, you kind of stayed in the sky, but I guess
not forever. I guess
defunct constellations.
Yeah, so not a lot on here about space travel. Not a lot on here about aliens. So going to be a little tougher getting out of here than I would have hoped.
There are a lot of astronomical things here, though.
Yeah, is there just a basic link to astronomy?
There's the International Astronomical Union.
I was looking at quadrantids, a meteor shower that peaks in early January.
There you go.
Whose radiant lies in the constellation Bootes or Boots.
Booties.
Booties. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Booties. There's a Portuguese astronomer on here. We need to get back to Portugal. We could do that. We don't.
Is there?
If we did, we could. Yeah, it's a lot of like ancient stuff on here. A lot of ancient China, ancient Greece, early modern astronomy is on here, but not a whole lot about the era that we're looking at. Although he was also not an astronomer, so I guess that doesn't really matter. There is a link to Planet. I do see that, which that could be a way to go, because it could talk about the number of planets found and the lack of life.
Yeah, that could get us there.
That could be a thing.
I like this.
Astrometry, a branch of astronomy that involves precise measurements.
Astrometry?
Astrometry? Is that how you'd say that?
That feels right.
That's how I would say it.
All right. Well,
I have no idea if it's right or
things
not.
in different ways. So
you do.
So link to Planisphere, which is a star chart, like an analog star chart.
Okay.
You can use like a map. So there might be something related to exploration of space on Planisphere.
Oh, that's okay. That's interesting. Is it a map that you use trying to get from place to place in the stars, or trying to get from place to place on Earth using the stars?
On Earth, it's two adjustable disks that rotate on a common pivot. It can be adjusted to display the visible stars for any time and date. Yes.
I have seen that. I did not know that was what it was called.
That's very cool.
I see stars is also obviously linked on here. I guess that's not obvious, but it is on here. So you could go through stars the same way I was talking about going through planets. You could potentially go through stars. Although I feel like if we were going to do that type of thing, planets would be my vote.
Yeah. I think the expectation of alien life on stars is very small.
I agree, but they talk about the number. Didn't the thing say the number of known? Was it the number of known galaxies or the number of known stars was very high, and yet we haven't found anybody yet, or something along those lines?
Fermi, it says maybe too far away to detect. We have no evidence, no conclusive evidence. Civilizations may eventually self-destruct or choose to remain hidden. Our universe, understanding our universe and our place in it.
Okay, well,
it's just where is everybody? That's the question.
Mm-hmm. Well, my vote here is for planets. But if somebody sees something that they think is better,
so I will say that under the dark cloud constellations section of the page is a link to the Milky Way.
Yes.
And I feel like that could get us into
candy bars,
our whole galaxy.
Oh, right. Yes.
And also candy bars.
There's a link to Payday as well. That looks pretty good.
Well, first of all, Fermi always demanded on getting paid. Yeah. And also, I don't know if you know this, he made $100,000 a year.
$100,000, sure.
He was known as a bit of a butterfinger.
Yeah.
Please keep going.
Definitely true.
And you could always ask his baby Ruth Fermi.
Nope. Classic Italian name.
Baby Ruth. I keep going. I'm
Swing
sorry.
please keep going.
if I've caused too much snickering, then
there you go.
Yes,
there
yes,
you
yes.
go. All right. Well,
night, everybody.
Much like the Three Musketeers, let us all venture forward to one
There we
particular
go.
place.
Oh,
I like Milky Way. I think Milky Way would be good.
Wow, that's a rare note of agreement.
It is. Well, I like it. I think it and planets have the same type of reasoning to go to, and I think Milky Way might be a better reasoning because I think planets is going to talk a little too much about like this is what a planet is, and this is what planets. This is where this is how they orbit and
Just
how they
talk about
form.
Earth.
Whereas the Milky Way may refer to the fact that like there's been a search for life and things like that, but it may not too. I mean, it could be totally wrong.
Oh yeah, we could totally get it wrong.
For sure.
Well, let's do it.
What do you think,
Way.
Dave? You good with Milky Way?
I love it. Let's do Milky Way.
All right,
Right,
Milky Way.
Milky Way.
I like a
Look at
Milky Way
the
too.
freezer. They're great.
I do like
Milky Way is the
I prefer a Three
galaxy.
Musketeer, but
Milky Way is a pretty good candy bar, I gotta say.
it's okay. I'm not a huge fan of caramel, so that's why I like.
There's a lot of caramel.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, I like the Milky Way, or I like the Three Musketeers without
Three
the caramel.
Musketeers better. Yeah, I hear
better.
you.
Or although in the UK, a Milky Way is a Three Musketeers bar here. There is no Three Musketeers in the UK, but if you get a Milky Way there, it will be that. And if you get a Snickers, it will be no. I'm sorry. If you get a Mars bar, it will be what a Milky Way is here.
Okay.
Snickers is the same.
And Smarties over there are M&Ms here.
Kinda, yeah. Well, they're different though. Like the outside of the Smarties actually, well, at one point had a little bit of a flavoring to them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's
I thought
true.
they were
Hey
just-
guys, we're doing a podcast.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Candy podcast. This is Candy Week.
Candies.
Candy Walk.
So what do we see here? What do you see, Jethro?
Etymology, mythology.
Guys.
There's a lot of really cool stuff.
Guys, there's
Yeah.
something
What?
really kind of risque on here.
Oh, yeah.
What it-
What do you got?
A naked eye.
Ooh.
Oh,
R-rated.
There's a picture of it. It's got no
That's
clothes
for
on.
Patreon.
Yeah, there's check out the naked eye on our Patreon. Join now. Yeah, I see a lot, but there's a
It's
lot.
a big
of stuff here.
page.
Yeah,
I mean, it is.
Huge page.
It is a huge galaxy, so
It is.
perhaps,
It
and it's
is.
our galaxy, so it's the most important one by definition.
Who could believe that all the knowledge of the galaxy would take up so much space?
Yeah.
Indeed.
I see
Wow,
Heracles is on here.
Oh, you take it right back.
Get us right back in there. Big Bang. So if we needed to get to Heat Death of the Universe again, we could do that.
Always do.
Good
I
to
see at
know.
the top something I wasn't familiar with. The Great Debate, also called the Shapley-Curtis debate,
Oh,
between Harlow Shapley and Herbert Curtis, concerned the nature of so-called spiral nebula and the size of the universe. So if we're already talking about arguments about space, and Great Debate might link to something similar to the Fermi paradox.
what is the debate there? Do you know what they're debating?
Unfortunately, the hover over cuts off
Oh, I see.
before we get into the heart of the debate, but it is from the 20s,
Okay.
which is when Fermi would have been practicing, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He was practicing in
Okay.
the 40s. Maybe he was just a babe in arms.
I mean, I see Hubble is on here, Edwin Hubble, who was around the early 20s. And then I see Galileo, who was around way earlier, but is from Italy. So got some possibilities there, I suppose.
All right, I see something that I think has great promise.
Okay.
So
Is it
under the
SETI? Is it SETI?
it is not. Although I would totally click on that. Under the astrography section,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
there is under the sun's location and neighborhood. At the end of that first paragraph, there is a link to the sun, and thus the solar system is located in the Milky Way's galactic habitable zone, which suggests to me that there is a zone within the Milky Way that has been determined to be habitable by life, and therefore could connect to the idea of alien life and Fermi's paradox.
I
like it.
see.
I like
I
it.
see. Yeah, I think that's often called the Goldilocks zone.
I
Just
buy
right.
that. I buy
if I'm not
that.
mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I see Earth. I see exoplanet also linked on here, which is a possibility because, and I just see habitable zones is linked on here.
Do you know?
Yeah, there's a thing that just says Earth-size on November 4th, 2013, astronomers reported based on Kepler space mission data that there could be as many as 40 billion Earth-sized planets orbiting in the habitable zones of sun-like stars and red dwarfs within the Milky Way.
Okay.
So that's a thing. And I don't know if it's specific. I don't know if the one you were looking at is habitable zone in general or specific to our solar system. But if we were looking at more general
where is your habitable zone link?
The habitable zone I found is under contents, and it is in the third paragraph down, and it's right underneath the picture of the 360-degree rendering of the Milky Way using the Gaia EDR3 data.
So in using the hover over allowable cheat. So this is for the circumstellar habitable zone.
Yes.
Or CHZ. And the other one was for the galactic habitable zone. So there are, in fact, two different habitable zones.
They are.
I'm not sure which is the better one, if any.
So I found something else.
What have you found?
I found the Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope.
Ooh. I like it.
And it's obviously just about the space telescope, but it is named after this guy.
If it's named after Fermi, it's got to be good.
So let me ask you this.
Do it. Ask away.
So Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope clearly gets us to Enrico Fermi.
For sure.
Which in Enrico Fermi's page, clearly there's going to be a link to Fermi paradox.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
So we're talking guaranteed 2 links to get there.
Yes.
What is the probability that the
we're guaranteed 2 at most? Correct.
Yeah, but that hence my follow-up question, which you interrupted. What is the probability?
But we're also talking about. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're killing me. What is the probability?
I didn't mean to interrupt you before.
It feels like a bit now. The Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope page. Yes. What is the percentage chance that links to Fermi paradox?
I don't know. I don't know how I would.
No, what's your gut feeling? What's your gut? Is
ask
it 100%?
Ask ChatGPT.
No. What?
Right, I'm going to ask ChatGPT. What are the odds?
What is
that Fermi paradox?
As a generative AI model, I cannot predict.
Linked.
However,
I'm sorry. What's the name of the telescope again?
The Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope Wikipedia page.
Space Telescope Wikipedia. All right. ChatGPT responds. Oh my God, you couldn't write this better. As an AI language model, I do not have the ability to access real-time information or statistics.
Sure.
However, I can tell you that the Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope is named after Enrico Fermi. Blah, 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 blah. The Fermi paradox may be mentioned on the telescope's page. I cannot determine the exact odds of this occurrence.
Okay, so
what a terrible computer.
Sure. So I'm not asking ChatGPT. I'm asking you, human beings, Matt Hartman and Dave Forman. Yep. What is your if gun to your head, you've got to put a number on it. What does your gut tell you that the Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope links to the Fermi paradox?
As a human being, I do not have the ability to access real time.
Shut your mouth! Put a number on it, for God's sake. You've got a gun to your head.
What kind of gun is it?
It's a Luger.
Like a water gun? A Luger. A German Luger? Am I being held hostage by the Nazis?
It was owned by Nazis. Yes, you are being held hostage.
What is? How did they kidnap me?
They
going to work?
Yeah. Yes, you were headed to your Play-It screening.
Okay. Was it like a van that pulled up and they tackled me?
They had a delightful tray of schnitzel.
Oh no, I love schnitzel.
Trailing to a van.
Was it chicken schnitzel? Pork schnitzel?
It was a variety of various.
Variety of schnitzels. Oh my goodness! If I know my secret. Oh, they must have used ChatGPT to figure out the best way to kidnap me.
ChatGPT doesn't know who you are.
That's true.
They clearly did not use ChatGPT.
No, they didn't. I'd say like 8.
8%.
8%. Okay. What's your number? What's your number, Matt? What's your number?
Well, I think it's over 50%. And the reason that I think that is because I think that there's a chance that this may have been named for him because of this paradox, that perhaps this particular gamma ray telescope does something associated with trying to locate life in the universe. And so perhaps, or at least the galaxy, or perhaps, I don't know, a couple of...
So my only counter argument to that, again, using the hover over It's a space observatory being used to perform gamma ray astronomy observations from low Earth orbit.
Yeah, but that doesn't. I mean, that so.
All right. So deep okay. That's fine. So now let me take the same question.
Okay.
For either of the habitable zone links, which are specifically focused on the ability of particular spaces of the galaxy and or universe to support life.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think the odds that one of those has a link to the Fermi paradox? Dave Forman, human Dave Forman, will go with you first.
Human Dave Forman is going to go with 27.
27%. Yes, very good.
A higher number.
Matt Hartman,
almost three times as much.
Three times as much.
I do think that it is a possibility. I think it's a high probability. But my concern with it is.
So when you say high probability, do you mean greater than 50%?
No. Well, I said that the other one was greater than 50%. So I said more than 50%, but I didn't.
You said for this one though, you said high probability.
I did.
So what would that number be between 0 and 100%?
I don't want to put a number on it. Let me explain my answer first.
I know you don't want to put a number on it.
Let me explain my answer first, and then I will put a number on it.
Okay, explain.
My concern about this is because I'm basing this off of data that doesn't exist, right? I'm basing this off of a gut feeling.
Theoretically,
If we go that direction and it is not there, then the path to it may be quite longer than the path that we know we will be able to get to if it is not on the telescope page. And so that is my concern. So I think the odds of it being on those pages, I think the odds of it being on those pages are just about equal.
All right. So you're saying above 50% for the habitable zone.
Yes.
Okay. So I would say habitable zone, again, it talks about areas supporting life.
Yes.
I agree with Matt that it's not a certainty.
No.
But like the Fermi satellite thing, it's boring. It's a safe path. It's boring.
It is.
We know that we can get to Enrico Fermi.
Right.
We know that we can get to Fermi's paradox.
Absolutely.
You put it on a higher number, and you want it to take longer.
There's zero discovery.
Okay. Yeah.
There's zero discovery. Whereas the habitable zone, we're going to learn something.
We are.
There's an element of chance there.
There is.
But I agree that the percentage chance that the Fermi paradox is linked on the habitable zones page is higher than the Fermi telescope or
I didn't say
satellite.
That. You're agreeing with Dave, not me.
Yes.
Yes, I'm agreeing with Dave, not you, because
right.
you're just long-winded and you don't want to take chances.
I see.
So So given that Dave and I,
I'm long-winded. He said at the end of his thing where he could barely breathe.
Given that both Dave and I think that the habitable zone.
Well, which one then? You got two to pick from.
Let me finish. Given that the habitable zone wins 2-1 by the three people on the podcast,
2-1.
I will let you, Matt Hartman, choose whether the circumstellar or galactic habitable zone is the one we pick.
Like Sophie's choice over here.
I don't have a clue. No, if you're going that direction, the one that I don't think is the way to go, you got to make the choice because I'm not picking from your garbage.
Given the choice, I would choose. And Dave, I'd love to hear your opinions. I would choose the circumstellar habitable zone because I feel like that's going to be broadly applicable across the universe versus galactic habitable zone, which I feel like is going to be restricted to the Milky Way and therefore necessarily a smaller part of the universe.
What are your thoughts? Look at, just to be clear, but
I'm thinking galactic habitable zone might be a larger page, but circumstellar habitable zone might be. I think it's more general, is what I'm saying, because there's multiple galaxies.
Yeah.
Right. And the circumstellar habitable zone will refer to each of those galaxies.
Now, let's be clear. What it says when you mouse over the habitable zones link, which goes to circumstellar habitable zone, is circumstellar habitable zone, or simply the habitable zone, is the range of orbits around a star within a planetary surface. This is the most general habitable zone, I believe. I haven't looked at the galactic one because I'm not sure where it is. But
I agree. I feel like the circumstellar is talking about the conditions between stars and planets that apply throughout the universe, whereas I feel like the galactic habitable zone is talking about only within a galaxy.
Where is this galactic habitable zone one anyway? I haven't still not seen it.
It is under astrography.
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 Say it like Sean Connery.
Under sun's location and neighborhood.
Oh, I see it. Okay. The region of a galaxy in which life might most likely develop. Okay, so this is talking about, I understand the difference now. So the other one is talking about planets within a system. This is talking about within a galaxy, not just our galaxy. But a galaxy, where are most likely the stars that have the planets that have
okay. So for that reason, so excellent perspective. For that reason, I think circumstellar is the better way to go, because I think that's more tuning in on the Goldilocks zone idea that Matt mentioned earlier.
Love it.
Do we have a quorum?
I mean, I don't know what that is, but probably.
Yeah, I have it.
That's basically my way of saying, do Dave and I agree?
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
So we're going to circumstellar habitable zone.
Yes, which is under the content section under size and mass.
And right under it, what we were looking for, Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Congratulations,
there you go,
guys. We did it.
Is that right?
We in fact did it.
The Goldilocks principle.
There you go.
Just right.
All right. So we can get to Goldilocks and Three Bears. Well, good. Let's just go there. I think Fermi loved that story, if I remember correctly.
I don't doubt it. Didn't we like? I don't even know if the episode that we referenced the Goldilocks and the Three Bears has come out yet, but we talked about it.
Oh no, it hasn't.
That was not on an episode, Jethro. That was just you and I chatting. That was not an episode of Drunk.
I assume that we record everything and release it as special.
Every friendly conversation you've ever had is just an episode of
that. Was just us talking about the fact that Goldilocks zone. It was the baby bear that the stuff was always the best, not the mama bear, which was the middle bear.
Okay.
And you were surprised that was the case.
I was dead wrong about that. I thought Papa Bear had the harshest version, Baby Bear had the softest version, and Mama Bear had the middle version. Yeah. Totally wrong. It was always Baby Bear that had the middle version.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So going down through this, I'm not there yet because
it's a big page. It's a big page, though.
It's a big page. There's a lot of links, though. There's the links to specific exoplanets. There's links to super Earth, which I like to see. But I've yet to see any real talk about like extraterrestrial life or which is weird because that's what this is all about, is where life could exist.
Under extrasolar discoveries, we've got list of potentially habitable exoplanets.
There you go.
Ooh, I like it.
I see known life forms, but that's the earliest known life forms. Tidal heating. Christopher McKay is on here, the astrobiologist.
Is he now?
You know who he is?
Oh, I'm a big fan of Christopher McKay.
Oh, are you? Okay, I don't know who that is. I've never heard of him, but
got Super Earth on here.
Yeah, Super Earth. I mentioned that. Yeah. Oh, the Drake equation is on here.
Ooh, I like Drake equation. Drake equation absolutely gets us there. Yeah. I will say that under the forbidden external links section, there is a link to Fermi paradox.
Of course,
of course there is.
But the Drake equation will absolutely get us there.
Yeah, I think that's right. The rare Earth hypothesis is linked here as well, which I think would also probably get us there. Unfortunately, this section that has all these things in it doesn't have anything about the Fermi paradox that I can see. Which is weird. It seems like it should. Like this seems like the section that it should be in. But it is not.
That's a damn shame.
Active SETI is on here. METI is on here.
METI?
But METI is the active SETI is just also known as METI.
Oh, okay.
I guess it's messages for extraterrestrial intelligence.
Like you up or what you doing?
Mm-hmm. What's up? Hello from Earth.
Hello.
Hi there.
How are you?
Hello. It's me.
So the Drake equation, for those who are unfamiliar, is an equation about like what's the number of civilizations that develop our kind of life, what's the number that have survived to communicate. So it's basically a mathematical calculation applied to Fermi's paradox to sort of suggest why we haven't heard from everybody. So I'd be thunderstruck if the Fermi paradox were not linked on a Drake equation page. I mean, I'm kind of thunderstruck that it's not linked here. But
I am a little surprised based on everything that I'm seeing, and based on that particular section where the Drake equation is. I am shocked also as well. If that section wasn't on there, I wouldn't have been as surprised. But it does seem like it should be in there, and I'm wondering if it's somewhere else that I'm just missing. But the fact that it's in the external links probably indicates it's nowhere else on the page, because I don't think it would be.
I also agree with your observation that the rare Earth hypothesis is likely to have a link to the Fermi paradox as well.
Yeah, is there a better chance that it would be there than the Drake equation? Do you think?
I don't. I'm more familiar with the Drake equation than the rare Earth hypothesis, but I feel like the rare Earth hypothesis, just by virtue of its name, is in line with the question of where is everybody that Fermi posed. I think both are probably likely to have it. I feel 100% certain that the Drake equation will link to it, but that's just.
I see. All right.
But again, I feel 100% certain about things that
aren't true.
Aren't warranted. I'm basically Chat GPT in human form in that way.
It's true. Well, Dave, what do you think, man? Would you like either of those?
They make a good coffee cake, so I think let's go with the Drake.
Drake's
equation.
All right.
Yeah, Drake.
So the Drake equation is where we are headed, and let's see. It is not a huge page, but not a short page.
Oh yeah, we just get right into the equation.
Yep, the Drake equation. Yeah, and for those that saw the movie Contact, they talk about the Drake equation quite a bit in there, I believe.
Should have sent a poet.
And
indeed.
Oh. Have you found something?
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like you found something. That's the sound you make when you find things.
Under the criticism section.
Okay.
Do us all a favor and see what the first link in that section is.
Criticism. Where is it? Oh gosh, you jump to things.
Jethro's favorite.
I go to the bottom because I know you're starting at the top. I want to cover ground. We got
I see a whole section about the Fermi paradox.
Do you now? Should we click on that then?
And a main article link to the Fermi paradox.
And there we go.
So that's it. There you are. You're at the Fermi paradox. And there's that image on the side. What is that image? I've seen that before.
Is that from the Voyager?
The graphical representation of the Arecibo message, humanity's first attempt to use radio waves to actively communicate its existence to alien civilizations. I'd forgotten about that, but I do remember.
It's an old Atari 2600 game.
It does look like that. Yes, it does. So Fermi paradox, we have found it, gentlemen.
We did it.
Not too surprising. I mean, we did find constellation on the first page, which, we got into space pretty quickly, so that wasn't too bad. And Italian-American, Enrico Fermi. I won't read too much more about this, because just in case we have to do a race, I'm sure we won't, though. I know that Jethro has hit this right on the nose. Jethro, we had 5 links. How many did you guess?
I feel like I'm always the first one to guess, to reveal my guess. I feel like
I guessed 4. I guessed 4 links. I guessed 5. I crossed it out.
You
guessed 4 also?
I also guessed 4.
Hey, we did it.
All right. Then we got a race.
Yes,
we got a race. We got to go back to the beginning.
Back to the beginning, Vicini.
Let's be clear. We cannot use the same links that we've already used, and we cannot use the same links as each other. So I don't want Jethro to get all angry in the middle of things here.
Oh, he just will get.
I'm going to get angry anyway.
So. But that's where we are. So each of us in a moment here will look for a link. Once we have found one, we will say, I found it. Once all 3 of us have found it, we will reveal. If one person finds, since there's 3 of us, it'll be a little bit different. But once one person finds it, the other 2 people have, what do we want to say, 30 seconds to find their link?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, a generous 30 seconds. Like a
All right,
Comedy Royale 30 seconds.
All right.
Comedy Royale 30 seconds. Oh, God. So an hour and a half. All right, cool.
Exactly.
So let's give it a try. We're back to
Lernaean Hydra.
Yeah.
I already know what I'm going to.
So do I.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to go first?
Hold on. Go ahead. I haven't found one yet.
By the time Dave and I say where we're going, you have time to figure it out.
Because I want to go to Babylonian star catalogs. That's right.
I'm going to go to Babylonian astronomy, which is different.
Is it different? Okay. Cool.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the constellation Cancer.
All right, you do it.
That's Everybody, a fun light topic.
Click on your link.
All
right.
Well,
it's a constellation. It's all right. Now we are saying we cannot go through the same links again. Is that correct? Like
Correct.
I can't go through habitable zone.
Correct.
Okay, then I will not. Then I will not. Which I think is going to make it very tough to get anywhere near where we need to be if we can't go through that. But we'll see. We'll see. There's got to be other ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm seeing a lot of things on mine about different constellations. I see some things about quasars.
Got all the zodiacs and their Akkadian translations.
Sure. That sounds exciting. I've got the Gregorian calendar on mine. Oh, there's Heracles. Yet again. And an exoskeleton. That's excellent.
Where did you go? You went to Babylonian astronomy? That's linked on this page.
Yeah.
A lot of Babylonian links.
My goodness. So I can't go to habitable zone. Okay, I know what I'm going to.
What are you going to?
I don't tell you yet, do I?
You can. You don't have to.
Okay, well, I am going to go to Super Earth.
Super Earth?
Yes. And you each have 30 seconds from when I said that, but I'm going to just start the 30 seconds now.
So I'm going to go to astronomy.
Okay. And
I am going
Dave,
to go
how's it going over there?
Yeah, I'm going to go to. I just had it and I lost it.
Although I do have
Gamma. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I do have a link to Babylonian star catalogs here.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to Gamma Andromeda.
All right, let's do it. Click away. Okay. Oh man, alive. Wow. I got Venus on here. I got greenhouse effects.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, gravitational microlensing. I mean,
and who doesn't?
Yeah, I love that.
I kind of want to go to that just because, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to yet. We'll see what happens. Oh, the National Science Foundation? The Exosolar Planets Encyclopedia? What?
Ooh, exciting.
That sounds pretty good.
I know, right? I might end up going to that. I keep running into habitable zone, and I want to go to it, but I know that I can't.
You can't.
It's easy.
It is verboten.
Verboten. All right, I found my link.
Have you now? What have you found?
I am going to go to, well, the link says alien life, but it takes me to extraterrestrial life.
Okay. All right, Dave, do you have one?
Don't yet. Page is pretty rough.
Oh, I forgot to start timing. Okay, I'm starting timing now.
All right,
so
then.
You've got 30 seconds. Jethro, have you found one? You almost sounded like you might have.
I have found a link.
Oh, well, you can tell us what it is.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Fermi Paradox.
No.
What?
Fucking way. Shut up.
Already?
It's under the last section, unsolved problems in astronomy. Is there other life in the universe? Especially, is there other intelligent life? If so, what is the explanation for the Fermi Paradox? The existence of life elsewhere has important scientific.
What page are you on right now that has this?
The astronomy page.
Amazing.
Give me a break.
Amazing.
This guy.
Check this guy out over here. And ChatGPT says they just know who he is.
Come on.
Guys, I'm noted venture capitalist and CRISPR founder of Mammoth Biogenesis or whatever it is.
Well, in case anyone was wondering, I was going to go to Sinbad.
Like Sinbad?
Not the comedian.
It's just
Sinbad.
Just to find out if he was really in that movie or not?
Yeah, in
Shazam.
Yeah, Shazam. Sinbad is the astronomical database of objects beyond the solar system.
Nice.
Yeah, but now we've all lost.
Yeah, I was one link away because, of course, the alien life page has the Fermi Paradox on it.
Of course.
There it is. There it is.
Ugh, you dirty rotten. So we could have gotten there in 3? Is that what you're telling me, Jethro? 2?
3. No,
3. It would have been 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. You, I think, have won the season at this point. So well done on that. And I hope that you treat yourself kindly moving forward because you're a good person and inside you are wonderful things.
He's drunk on Romulan ale.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's why this is illegal.
There you
go. Dave,
well,
thank you for being our voice and also
you.
for being our voice of reason. We appreciate that 100%. And we love having you on, man. Thanks for doing it.
I love being on this show so much. I love listening to you every single week. And it just makes me so happy that I can support you through the Patreon and listen to you every week and join you on the journey, and then physically, literally join you on the journey. I asked ChatGPT, what's the best way to end the podcast? And it responded, as Paul Rudd, I'd say, well, that's all for today, folks. Thanks for listening to the podcast, and we hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review if you liked what you heard. See you next time.